You don't head right for like the dramatic, gory moment. Sometimes you pay attention to the little things that contain the story in them. So this is Bebe remembering all the little things that the girls had with them and trying to pull all the little pieces together in her mind. The losses, I can count them up like the list the coroner gave us, taped to the box of things that had been found on their persons or retrieved from the wreck. The silliest things, but they gave me some comfort. I would say them like a catechism, like the girls used to tease and recite the commandments of their house arrest. One pink powder puff, one pair of red high-heeled shoes, the 2-inch heel from a cream-colored shoe. Jaimito, Bebe's husband, Jaimito went away for a time to New York. Our harvest had failed again, and it looked as if we were going to lose our lands if we didn't get some cash quick. So he got work in a factoria, and every month he sent home money. I am ashamed after what came to pass to say so, but it was gringo dollars that saved our farm from going under. And when he came back, he was a different man. Rather, he was more who he was. I had become more who I was too, locked up, as I said, with Mama and the children, my only company. And so, though we lived under the same roof until Mama died, to spare her another sadness, we had already started our separate lives. One screwdriver, one brown leather purse, one red patent leather purse with straps missing, one pair of yellow nylon underwear, one pocket mirror, 4 lottery tickets. We scattered as a family, the men and later the children going their separate ways. First, Manolo, dead within 3 years of Minerva. Then Pedrito. He had gotten his lands back, but prison and his losses had changed him. He was restless, couldn't settle down to the old life. He remarried a young girl, and the new woman turned him around, or so Mama thought. He came by a lot less, and then hardly at all. How all of that, beginning with a young girl, would have hurt poor Patria. And Leandro, while Manolo was alive, Leandro was by his side, day and night. But when Manolo took off to the mountains, Leandro stayed home. Maybe he sensed a trap. Maybe Manolo had become too radical for Leandro, I don't know. After Manolo died, Leandro got out of politics, became a big builder in the capital. Sometimes, when we're driving through the capital, Jacqueline points out one impressive building or another and says, Papa built that. She is less ready to talk about the second wife, the new engrossing family, stepbrothers and sisters, the age of her own little one. One receipt from El Gallo, one missile held together with a rubber band, one man's wallet, 56 centavos in the pocket, 7 rings, 3 plain gold bands, 1 gold with a small diamond stone, 1 gold with an opal and 4 pearls, 1 man's ring with garnet and eagle insignia, 1 silver initial ring, 1 scapular of the Lady of Sorrows, 1 St. Christopher medal. Mama hung on 20 years. Every day I wasn't staying over, I visited her the first thing in the morning, and always with an orchid from the garden for the girls. We raised the children between us, Minu and Manolito and Raulito. She kept Jacqueline, and Nelson and Norris were with me. Don't ask me why we divided them that way. We didn't really. They would wander from house to house. They had their seasons, but I'm talking about where they most often slept. What a time Mama had with those teenage granddaughters. She wanted them locked up like nuns in a convent. She was always so afraid. And Minou certainly kept her and me in worries. She took off, a young 16-year-old, by herself to study in Canada. Then it was Cuba for several years. Ay Dios. We pinned enough virgencitas and azabaches and hung enough scapulars around that girl's neck to charm away the men who were always wanting to get their hands on that young beauty. Be smart like your mother, Mama kept saying. Study and marry when you're old, and marry when you're older. And all I could think of was the hard time Mama had given Minerva when she had done just that. Poor Mama, living to see the end of so many things, including her own ideas. 20 years, like I said, she hung on. She was waiting until her granddaughters were past the dangerous stretch of their teen years before she left them to fend for themselves. And then, 14 years ago, this last January, I came into her bedroom one morning as she was lying with her hands at her waist, holding her rosary, quiet as if she were praying. I checked to make sure she was gone. It was strange how this did not seem like a real death, so unlike the others, quiet, without rage or violence. I put the orchid I had brought the girls in her hands. I knew that unless my destiny was truly accursed and I survived my children, this was the last big loss I would have to suffer. There was no one between me and the dark passage ahead. I was next. This is the complete list of losses. There they are. And it helps, I've found, if I can count them all, so to speak. And sometimes when I'm doing that, I think, maybe these aren't losses. Maybe that's a wrong way to think of them. The men, the children, me. We went our own ways. We became ourselves, just that. And maybe that is what it takes to be a free people. And I should be glad. So, that's the day.